coffee over here. Let me bring you tea. Maybe we add another thing to help you put something, right? Maybe another. So here is the sugar.
I don't need sugar.
You don't need sugar. Oh, okay. You don't want to add weights. You don't want to add your weights. Or you don't do sugar completely.
I don't do sugar.
Why?
Because I don't like it. Or I like coffee.
Yeah. Good. So what are you up to today?
Today,
Yes.
I will meet pleasure.
Yes.
Work on the monitoring for kids alone. I also teach at school, elementary school, German. There I have also my tools of monitoring and I wanted to share them. So that we can see if there's any way that could also be used here. Can maybe be helpful. So yeah, just to see if my methods maybe can also be used here. But I'm very fresh in the teaching, so I'm also still figuring out. But that's maybe also good because of that I'm still willing to learn. I think that's important. I have some colleagues that would be interested in any kind of monitoring. And you?
Me today, there's a person who I have a kiosk over there. You know what's a kiosk?
Yes.
There's someone who wants to take it for business. So he needs me to do a few repairs because he wants to put a food industry over there, small kiosk. So and then to do
I'm working very slow. Yeah. So when I have to write a text for Germany, then I need way more time than I would need usually. But that's okay.
Adjusting.
Yeah.
This is the first of the country you study.
No, I visited South Africa in 2015 or 14. I went to boarding school there because I was part of an exchange.
From Germany.
Yeah. So, yeah, my exchange student first came to Germany and she stayed at my family. Then I came to her family, but as she went to boarding school, I spent the most time just at boarding school.
It was in Cape Town or Cape
No,
Town?
it was, yeah, in the south, but near to Ecuador. Small city. Cannes. Well, yeah, I think the English name is Grahamstown.
How was the experience?
Very good. Mainly because of Portugal. Because Otto was is a very nice person. My exchange student.
So he was from South Africa.
Yeah.
Really had good time with. Was a male or a female?
Yeah, so it's my second time.
And what's the difference between Kenya and South Africa?
I think I can't compare because being at boarding school is maybe the difference. So
Because even Kenya have boarding schools.
yeah, and maybe when I'm at boarding school here, then I can compare to boarding schools, but the life here is quite different than going to boarding school.
So you're here for another 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, do you know the nickname of this area?
No.
It's called E.U.
Why?
Because from Europe, from this house, the one that you're in.
Yeah.
So we name it E.U. So this E.U Cafe. It's an open cafe. There are no chapatis in Germany.
What? Chapati?
In Germany.
We have similar things. We have different kind of breads. But in Germany, there are living many people from different cultures all over the world. So probably you would also find chapatis everywhere or similar breads.
There's something I've never understood. How comes, for instance, in Europe or in America, how comes there are so many jobs to an extent of creating a market for people from other nations? And yet I look like here in our country, we seem to have a lot of resources and everything, but jobs are never created. Every government comes in, gives its manifesto on how
resources. I would say especially stolen resources from the world are stolen by Europeans either from the United States. So it's maybe also risky that they create jobs with resources that would actually not belong to Europe, but because also the international law is made from European perspectives. It's quite easy for Europeans to create jobs. But it's also, yeah, there are many jobs that we don't have people who want to do them, and especially the jobs that, yeah, that are hard work. Yeah, that most Europeans don't want to do. Sometimes they invite people to come outside to do jobs, but always under very discriminating circumstances. So that's also quite European thing when they tell people, okay, come here to work, but we won't give you any security and we like to come back to your country. And like in the 60s and 70s, 50s, I'm not sure, they invited many, they had a deal with Germany had a deal with the Turkish government. They invited Turkish people to come and to do all the jobs that Germans don't want to do. And yeah, they realized that there are too many Turkish people for them. They don't feel comfortable and they just wanted to send them back without thinking about how it is if you go somewhere to work and live there for 30 years and you have your family in Germany and then the German government wants you to come back. It's still a problem until today. And also now there are workers coming from especially Eastern Europe and they are not welcome in Germany. That's a big problem.
It's a systemic problem,
It's a systemic problem, yes.
and it's been there for ages.
Yes, and I think it's part of colonialistic thinking.
Modern colonialism.
Yeah. And also still linked to colonization in general.
No one is free.
No. But it's, as a white person, it's possible to live in Germany without seeing all these problems and without realizing that it's a problem. So as a white person, you can have a very good life in Germany.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
For instance, what advice would you give someone who's from Africa and who really feels Germany is a country of his or her dreams, and maybe he or she feels if he's in Germany, then he can achieve his dreams or her dreams, but he has that challenge of he or she is coming from Africa. The issue of racism and everything. What advice would you give such a person?
That it's super important to make connections there. And that's the difficult part also. That it's super important to meet people who are willing to help you, because you will need help. Yeah, and that you should be aware that Germany is not a dream country. Like it can be a dream country for many people, but yeah, it's not a welcoming country, and that makes it very difficult. And yeah, you just need to be aware that you will face face a lot of racism, and that's should that shouldn't mean that you shouldn't come. It's it's more that many people are shocked to face that when racism. I think it's good when you're already prepared mentally for this. And that it can be very helpful to find your community there and to talk about it together so that you don't feel lonely, because I think that's one of the biggest problems in Germany, that people start feeling lonely.
Because everyone lives in a private place. How the houses are built not in a social aspect, but in a private aspect.
Yeah.
Whereby you don't know who's your maybe next courtyard neighbor.
It's very often like this, and you will always face situations where you feel that people hate you and don't want you to be there, and that makes you feeling lonely, if you're maybe not lonely.
And not that they don't want you to be there so that they can be there. They just want you not to be there.
Yes.
They're not even interested with being there themselves.
Only some people, but some people are enough. Because they can be very loud and very brutal. So if there's a group and everybody's welcoming you, or maybe most people are not interested, but some people are welcoming you and are happy to meet you, it's enough if there's one person who just shows that doesn't want you to be there, and then it can destroy so much. And being mentally prepared for this can be helpful maybe, but it's difficult to give advice as if everybody's coming to different situations and from different circumstances and backgrounds. So there are many migrant people in Germany, and also many of them also enjoy the time in Germany because they found good friends. And also me, I have very good friends in Germany, so I'm happy living there. But I'm also facing many problems, and sometimes quite annoying.
So that's cool. So, what are some of the opportunities that are there for people from other nations that, like for instance, do you have any links on how someone from Africa or Ecuador or any part of the world, a youth who would like to come to Germany? Do you have any know-how of how best?
Not really.
Not sure.
I think that's very individual. That's what it also makes difficult. It depends from where you're coming. And I never migrated myself to Germany. I was born there.
You're born in Germany.
Yeah, so
that gives you a right to be a citizen.
No.
You're born there.
No. Also, I've got the right to be a citizen because my mom is German. But there are many people who are born in Germany and who don't have the right to stay there. That's also super problematic. If the parents migrated there, and then you're born there, you're raised there, and then after a while they tell you they will deport you if you don't go back to your country. And you have to leave your country is maybe Germany because you grew up there. You only speak German, not the other language. But that's part of the racist system. That also me, I'm still not home there. I will never be because of my mom.
Because of
Yeah, but if my mom would also be not from Europe, I wouldn't have it probably. Maybe I would already apply for it. But yeah, definitely I would try to apply for it. But at the moment there's also the discussion from many political parties that are actually having the power at the moment. And they want to have the opportunity to take the German citizenship from people who have two citizenships, or who are migrated to Germany, or whose parents are migrated, if they are anti-Semitic. And that's a quite wild thing, because the definition for anti-Semitism in Germany is like you are called anti-Semitic very quick. Even Jewish people are called anti-Semitic a lot. I think also a part of racism. And yeah, so that's a thing where I have to be very careful, because I'm one of the people who can lose this German citizenship. And I also sometimes speak out and say what I think politically. And I don't know which parties will have the power in the future, but I'm quite sure that many of them would call me anti-Semitic, and that could make me losing my German citizenship. So yeah, I have it, but it's not sure, not secure.
But you feel with your skills you can live your dream in any part of the world, not necessarily living a worried life of not speaking your mind while in Germany, kinda selling your soul, right? If you feel like you can't speak your truth.
Yeah.
Difficult.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Dealing with your conscience.
Because also in the same time I can deal with German language quite good.
Yeah.
And that gives me another kind of being free. And I wouldn't have this in any other country. And maybe I was sometimes thinking about going to Ecuador and live there.
Yeah.
But the situation there is so complicated, and so it's such a civil war situation. You never know how it will be, and that's also I won't have freedom there. But yeah, maybe it's also not only about my freedom. It's also about the freedom of everybody. Yeah, so sometimes I was planning or thinking about leaving Germany. I know that many of my friends are thinking about leaving, and some are already planning or already left. Yeah, but I think for me it's good that I'm quite adaptable to different living situations. But I have a happy life in Germany, so yeah.
Quite interesting.
But I don't know how it will be in the future.
You don't know about the future.
Yeah.
You're going to live now.
Yes.
Growing up, my dream was to play in Europe.
Yeah.
For any of the top clubs over there. I didn't know it's that difficult. It's just a walk in the park.
No, it's super difficult.
Super,
And it's
super
also,
difficult.
it stays difficult, and I think that's quite mean. But yeah, if you already have come to Europe and found a place there to stay and to work, and you realize that it's very difficult to meet people there. It's very difficult to feel welcome, and it's very easy to feel lonely. And you will struggle with the weather. And there are so many super good things there, like the health insurance, and also for me that I don't have to pay for university. I can study without paying anything. And also school it's good, and you don't have to pay for it. So there are many things that are really, really good. But yeah, especially for people who are not white, it's super difficult. And yeah, as you also see in my case, that I'm not sure if I will stay German citizen, and that I have to be careful. And also when I'm speaking out politically, then I got other reactions than my German friends that are saying something. They are allowed to say way more. Not that they are the rules, but you see it from the reactions from the people. So that will be part of the life. I mean, there's racism is a system, and you will have it all over the world. But in Europe, you will face it in another level.
It's on another level.
Yes.
It's on a PhD level.
Yeah.
The biggest business in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. But I think also cocaine is connected to racism. That's all playing together.
Yeah, they intertwined things. That's good.
Yeah.
At least I've learned a few things about German. It's now I applied for the scholarship. I applied over there in Leipzig University, but it didn't come out. But there's a friend of mine who got the opportunity. Now he's there. He's in Leipzig University, but I haven't given up.
Yeah.
I'm still trying out.
Yeah, good luck.
Now that at least I have a friend like you. Maybe while I'm in Germany, maybe I can call you. Maybe we see whether I can kill boredom. You said over there people are lonely.
Yeah, but
Or
that's
people
why
are
it's
busy.
so happy that you meet friends, that you make friends, and yeah. So maybe when you will go to university there, it's a good thing to search for international groups there, because it's way they are way more welcoming, and most time there are also groups for black students, and they are also way more welcoming. Or there's also there are some organizations like there are so many organizations actually, and also depending on what city. But one of the organizations is Initiative Schwarzer Deutsche, which means like initiative of black German people, and they have many events. And I think to go find these groups and to go to these events, that's already a step where you can meet people, and that can be helpful. So most people that I know that migrated to Germany and are happy there, they already knew people there. Yeah.
It becomes easy to transition.
Yeah.
Easy if we have people from
But at least if you're studying, I think it's easier in some ways, because you're in this university context, and so you will already meet people who are studying the same.
But do you have the right to work if you are in school, in university? Can you still work?
Yes, but
Many
there's some
jobs.
rules how much. Yeah. with a mini job.
Mini jobs.
So I have many jobs. I'm very good in collecting jobs.
Yeah.
But always only like very small jobs, like 5 hours per month. And I have many of these kind of jobs. Yeah, that's why I need many jobs. So sometimes it sounds like I'm working, or like there are so many jobs for me, but that's more like very, very small jobs. So one job wouldn't be enough to survive.
House, how much? There you pay, like here we pay a house a month.
There are two, yes.
There it's a month. How much do you pay a house over there? The cheapest, how much is the cheapest house over there?
So in my city,
Yeah.
I'm very lucky.
Kassel.
In Kassel, yeah, I'm very lucky. I live in a shared accommodation with friends together. So we are 5 people in this accommodation, and I pay 220 per month, 220 euros. And I don't know anybody else who's paying only 220. So most friends of mine, they are paying more than 400, way more. And Kassel is one of the cheapest cities. So when you're studying or when you're living maybe in Berlin, you will need, yeah, it depends. So I also know some people who are paying less, but most people are searching for rooms around 800 to 1,000 euros a month. So that really depends from the city where you're staying.
So if the government gives you a scholarship, it gives you a budget of maybe having a house, it gives you everything, enough money to make sure you can have a house.
No. They give you scholarship, and most time the scholarship is the same in all over Germany. And so I have a scholarship, and I can survive with this money very good in Kassel. I can pay my room, and I can pay food. And then I have my few jobs for other, so that I can cover other things. But if I would be in another city, maybe in Köln, in Frankfurt, I would need the scholarship money just for my room, which would be probably a small room in a bad area, and it would still be so expensive that I would need all the scholarship money for this, and to cover the other costs like food and health insurance. I would need to have more jobs. So I also decided to live in Kassel because it's cheaper there. It's a small city that also makes it cheaper. And yeah, that's something that you should really look on, that there are cities that are super expensive. But also, like, there are some very expensive cities that in the same time give you good opportunities and have good organizations, and so maybe could offer you a better life and a more beautiful life, that have more cultural events. So yeah, but yeah, you will pay for it. Yeah, for me it was a good decision to go to Kassel.
Just giving you a lot.
Yes.
That's great.
So I'm happy there. But first, when I arrived in Kassel, I arrived in November 2019, and I thought it's such a bad city because it's very grey. If you don't know the right places, you only see houses that look very grey and sad and depressive, and it's raining a lot and you won't see the sun. So the winter time in Kassel, to arrive there can be quite hard.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Snow everywhere.
No, snow would be beautiful, but it's most time it's around 0 degrees. So sometimes a bit under, sometimes a bit more, but that makes it that it's just cold rain and it's not cold enough for snow. If it snows, it will rain a few minutes later, and it's just cold. Yeah.
I once worked at Banari Hotel. It's along Mombasa Road. You know it?
No.
Heard of it? It's a 5-star hotel over there. I was working at the ice rink. I was a first aider there. And it was negative 25 degrees. It was crazy.
That's pretty cold, yeah.
After each hour, we had to get in a hot room for an hour. Then you take a meal. Then you get back over there because of the cold. Then another 1 hour the same. I couldn't do it for 2 months.
Yeah.
Anytime I was under the sun, just no sleep. I had to no sleep quite for a long time. I had to quit the job. So I was even asking myself, if only negative 25 degrees I couldn't tolerate, how about living in Europe? And
Well,
seems
most time it's not getting that cold, but that's what it makes difficult is the lack of light and the lack of sun. What you maybe when you're living here you don't realize how important it is to see the sun sometimes, and if you don't see it for many weeks, then it just makes you being depressed, and there's this kind of winter depression what many people are facing, and it makes it even more difficult to see that all the people around you are depressed and getting more unfriendly, and maybe some people are facing this depression not because of lack of sun but because of the unfriendly people around them, because seeing all the depressed people, so you never know what's the reason, but that's for me the most difficult part of living in Europe, Germany.
You don't get the opportunity of seeing a sun like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not quite often.
Yeah, but in summertime it's nice. But yeah,
it's
maybe
too
I'm
hot.
a summer person.
Yeah, summer person.
Yeah, or I like springtime. So when I will go back in April, that's a time that I like a lot. I mean the weather is changing, and I'm not sure how it will be, as it's not like it used to be. But I like when the plants are coming back, and yeah, you start to see the sun. Life, yes. You hear the birds, because most birds are leaving here in winter time. Yeah. But so maybe that's another advice that I can give if you're in Europe living there and it's winter, you need to force yourself to go outside every day and to make something every day, because when you start not going outside and staying inside the house, that's when you start losing hope, and that's when winter depression can catch you more. And even though maybe in the morning it's difficult for you to leave the house because it's cold and you don't want to leave the bed, but it's super important to go out every day, and to not only for work, not only for the things that you need to do, but also for beautiful things. So go outside for a walk, and that is really helpful. So I was living last year, I was still living in another place, and my roommate, she was actually originally from Kenya, but she grew up in the USA, and with her I was really like practicing going out every day, because she had such a bad time first in Germany, but then she said, okay, like going outside, and even though it's just for half an hour walking around, that's very helpful. So
So therapy.
it's a
It's a therapy.
Or it's avoiding therapy for you. Yeah.
It's another. And I see lots of. I have a few friends from Spain who I used to work with at Barcelona, East Africa. I've coached there for a year, and each of them has a pet, has a dog
Okay.
or a cat. In fact, I was amazed too. I didn't know that even cats and dogs, they have passports.
Yeah.
I didn't know. So he called me to take him to the airport, and we were there with the dog, with the cat, and I was like, how is it like? And when I asked him why maybe he prefers having two pets, because to me I felt stressing having two pets, because you can't like quite communicate with it. It can't like apart from maybe offering you security, there are other tasks that totally it can't do. But he told me it's better to have pets than kids. That's what was his perception. So I don't know what's your perception on that. Like, is it a common thing in Europe? The population of Germany, most of it's elderly people, right?
Yeah.
So can that be the main reason as to why maybe we don't see more young German? Because most people have prioritized maybe having pets.
Now I'm not sure about this because I know many families who have pets, so that that wouldn't fit in this theory. But I know this standpoint of I prefer having a pet than having a child. As so many people also say, if you can't care for a pet, you won't be able to care for a child. I'm not sure if that's like this because I think there are many people who are just very good with children and very bad with pets, or also the other way around. I think that's not, you can't compare this, but I know this standpoint. Yeah.
So it's a mixed thing.
Yeah.
It really depends. So do you like pets yourself?
I love animals, but I think I'm not a pet person as I'm also living in the city.
Lots of things.
I like the idea of living together with animals, but I would prefer to live together with animals that are outside in the garden and not in the house. Also, I have pet allergies quite a lot, and so it's actually just not an option for me. But maybe when I wouldn't have an allergy, I would also like to have a dog or a cat. But for me, this really depends on where I am living. And now living inside the city in a big house with in my flat 5 people, that's just not such a good environment for a dog. Like, we have a small garden, but just a small garden, and dogs need space to run. And that's what I don't think that I will have a pet in my life. Maybe when I'm living with other people and they have a pet, that can happen, but not mine. But I always go out in the park for a walk to see the ducks. I like ducks. And I like animals in general. I also like seeing other animals. But don't have to be a dog or a cat. I also like little insects, bees, birds. Yeah.
You have lots of butterflies in Germany.
In summer, well, I remember it used to be a lot when I was a kid. Yeah. Now, it depends where you are, but there's not so much nature left over.
there ever heard a place called Mombasa?
I heard of Mombasa.
It's a
Yeah.
coastal part of Kenya. There's a butterfly park over there.
Ah, cool.
A lot of beautiful butterflies. Do you have any plans of visiting the coastal part of Kenya maybe?
I don't think that I will find the time for it.
Quite busy.
Yeah.
The projects here and there. So immediately you finish, go back to Germany.
Yeah. Yeah.
Attend
Because
the-
also now I'm 1 month not in Germany, so I will not earn money in this month. So I had to work more before I came. I will have to work more when I come back to cover all the costs. And so 1 month is already quite a challenge for me.
Sure. So you're planning in the future to come again?
I hope so. But actually I always have many plans.
Yeah.
And so I will stay the next month in Germany, and then I will move to Mexico.
Mexico.
And
So you're me.
yeah, and
Really
then
miss it.
and then I don't know how it will go on. Then I will stay there for 1 year,
Yeah.
and then I will go back to Germany. Probably also because I will miss my family, my parents, quite a lot. And then I guess I will come back here, but I don't know.
I hope we'll meet somewhere around the world, because even me, I love traveling. I would also like to travel to South America and learn how they do their football over there. They seem they're very good in South America. They're very good in football.
Yeah.
What's the secret, maybe?
Well, South America is a whole continent, so
It's a
difficult
even
to say.
Ecuador, it's a big football nation. Ecuador,
Yeah.
for instance. Not mentioning Brazil, Argentina. So like, how is it like in Ecuador? Because they don't have. I understand they don't have best soccer schools compared to maybe Germany or other
Yeah.
parts of Europe.
I think that's also because it's
But they compete with such people from Europe who are raised up in good facilities. You see.
and who have the money to buy good soccer players from
From
all
there.
over the world.
Mostly
Yeah.
from South America.
Yes, and who are raised in it, or who can make their trainings in good funded, safe environment. And at the moment in Ecuador, I think most very good soccer players are coming from the region Esmeraldas, which is a coast region. So it's very different to the region where my family lives, as my family is from the mountains, and from more or less 3,000 meters. So coast region is way hotter and it's very different there. And the people are taller in the mountains. The people are very small, and the problem is the drug war there at the moment. It's not, Esmeraldas is a very, very dangerous part of Ecuador at the moment, or maybe not only at the moment, because it's a long time. And like the governments, or all the governments that I saw in Ecuador in the past few years, they were not really caring for these regions. They were only caring for the regions that are somehow representative for Ecuador, and so only for the touristic regions. So the infrastructure is very bad, and the criminality is super high. There's no, like there are times when the police is not going there anymore because it's too dangerous. So there's a war between different cartels and police and military. And the police and the military members, they are also part of the cartels. So I think it's quite impressive that they are still managing to play football in such a high level.
such
because it's especially in the regions that are
very
that are facing so many problems and so high criminality. And the criminality is not only coming from the regions, it's also coming from outside. And it's a lot coming from Europe, as the trading, the drug trading, it's mainly cocaine for Europe.
So with that, I'm very grateful for your time.
You're welcome.
I hope you enjoyed my coffee.
Yes, I enjoyed it.
So that's
Thank you for the coffee.
You're welcome. So that's the coffee that I was telling you we make with my friend.
Cool.
And we are trying to work hard to see how we can even make it better, how we can brand it and how we can make it around, because it's quite cheaper compared to the one that people go to shop at the supermarket. So we feel it will solve most of the household problems that people have around of shopping a coffee, apart from us making a living from it. We
Yeah.
also want to make sure we sustain our communities. So with those few remarks, I would like you to maybe tell us your name over there, then maybe what's your career, and maybe where we can find you, maybe on the social media handles, maybe if you want to see your works, maybe just tell us about yourself.
Yeah, I'm Caroline, and I'm teacher and artist. So my definition of art is very wide, and I'm changing it all the time. So I don't have a specific art field where I'm working on. And yeah, I'm working in a coffee, which is more a social place than a coffee. That's why I'm also connected to coffee. Working in a gallery, and yeah, I have many jobs, many small jobs. And I have an Instagram, but I don't show that much of my works there. And also it's a shared Instagram account with my sisters. So I have 3 sisters, Salome, Clara, and Laila. And the Instagram account is also called Caroline, Laila, Salome, Clara, or something like this. I'm always confused about which name comes first.